Alright, welcome back to BTR. We have a very special guest on today. The best Muay Thai fighter in Ireland, I'm going to say.
Yup.
Craig Coakley.
What's up, boys?
Craig, yeah. All good.
What's happening, Craig?
All is well.
I'm excited for this conversation today.
Yeah, very excited for this episode, yeah.
It's intriguing.
Yeah.
Definitely wanted to get you on since the start, so glad now that we have you on. Yeah.
It's good to be on.
Good kind of dynamic here with, like, obviously...
The coach and the
coach and
fighter.
yeah.
Pinky and the brain.
Exactly, yeah. That's sick.
Yeah, we have a lot to talk about, and we've had a lot of good,
Good, bad, fucking peers, ups, downs, the lot.
The whole lot, yeah.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about it all. So I think to start now, it's obviously you've done interviews and stuff before, so a lot of stuff is out there. So I kind of want to do a little bit of a different kind of style. Again, it's just a conversation and not really asking questions, but we'll briefly talk about the age you got into Muay Thai, because you're not like doing it since you're a kid, and you're not doing
I
it.
didn't start young. I started off, I'd say, boxing when I was a kid. I'd say about 12. Didn't really like that. You know yourself, it's like, go on the bag, shadow box, spar.
You're left on your own.
Yeah, you're not taught really. It's just kind of, they see if you're committed, I'd say, and then they'll kind of take interest if you're good. Didn't really like that. Started jiu-jitsu, I'd say, about 15, 16. Done that for about a year and a half. And my coach at the time, Cumberton, told me if I wanted to fight, I'd need striking. Well, better striking. And my best friend, James, lived around the corner from our first gym. And I just remember going around and just heard everyone, It's like, what's this?
Yeah.
Popped the head in, people kicking bags, hitting pads. Went in, fell in love.
Yeah. It was mad times back then in the gym as well. It was
Yeah.
very, very different.
It was raw.
It was raw. We were young. We didn't really know what we were doing.
Mm.
We had no real
Structure,
direction or
no,
structure. And we were just young lads
winging it.
winging it,
Quite
pushing the
literally.
head off each other,
Figuring things out.
figuring things out.
Yeah, there wasn't really the things that there are today. Like, you're kind of just doing it.
Oh, there
Or
was
the
not a
complete
lot to
level,
look up to. Well, there was. You could watch stuff on YouTube,
Yeah.
stuff like that, but like,
In Ireland specifically, maybe not. Like, yeah.
there was no
There was-
really.
yeah.
There was
They
no
don't big
path,
things.
and there was no like a direction, and no
Like MMA gyms have like the likes of SBG, Rhino. They're after creating paths and
Yeah.
they're after making fighters like huge. Do you know what I mean? Whereas in Thai was
Yeah.
still kind of in its infant stages of
Yeah.
the popularity, I'd say.
definitely. Like, you were kind of the first wave of Irish Muay Thai fighter to be globally recognised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there wasn't really we didn't know what we were doing. We didn't
No.
know where we were going, and we had a
Loud of fun.
lot of fun, lot of experience, lot of ups and downs to get to
Where we
where you
are.
are now, and now you're at the top of the sport. But yeah, just again talking about
The
years
journey.
ago, when we were training, like, there was no, maybe you're saying there's no structure, and we didn't have a plan. We were
Yeah.
just like that. We were just killing each other every day.
Yeah. And shows as well. Like, there wasn't. Armageddon was probably the only.
Yeah.
And Super Show were probably the only two shows.
Yeah.
Like, there was no amateur
was
shows
no amateur
really.
scene.
There was nothing.
Like, Craig only had like
Three
three
amateur fights.
amateur fights, and
Yeah.
then went pro. And
C class.
now lads have the chance to
Yeah.
have an amateur career and learn.
Yeah.
30, 40 amateur
Exactly,
fights
yeah.
and all.
Junior
Craig was-
fights and all this as well.
Mm.
Like,
Craig was learning on the job
On the job,
essentially, like,
yeah.
and always in way over his head, but always came out on top.
Mm.
Because like, especially early, well, throughout his whole career, his whole career going out to the UK and stuff, he was always the underdog going into other people's going to other people's home shows, and
I was brought to lose. I was always brought to lose.
yeah.
always seemed to upset.
Stubborn bastard.
And yeah, had some big fights over in the UK with really, really high regarded UK fighters, and Craig went on at one stage, how many KOs in a row?
It was like 15, 16 or something like that. It was
Ridiculous.
like 4 or 5 years
Yeah.
undefeated at one stage.
Upsetting everyone, like.
Yeah, I think me first fight like that was against Eslick, Mike Eslick, who had like 4 fights on Yockel, and I think he won 1 or 2 of them by stoppage, and then like
He
1 or
won
2
all
of them,
though, yeah.
1 or 2 of them were like comebacks. Do you know what I mean?
Right,
I think he fought a Spanish lad, and he got dropped in like the first or second round, came on to win the fight. Like he was like the number 1 prospect at the time that we went over. I can remember we got the call, and my girlfriend was pregnant at the time. We were about to have the baby. I was trying to take some time off, and obviously we got the call for Yockel, and I was like, right, sorry, Sean, we're gonna be fine again. But yeah, that was, I think, people's eye opener to Craig Coakley, I'd say.
Yeah, you're coming out party. Like,
Yeah.
People start taking notice then.
Yeah, after that.
You had some great fights on there. Them
Yockel shows, yeah.
There quite a bit. And done really well on them all. Had some really, really good fights. And we started branching out then. We went to Italy a few times.
Yeah, we fought in Italy before Yockel, I think.
Is that before?
And after. We fought what was his name? They were all saying that the first Italian lad, not the one in Ireland, the one over there. You remember they were telling, we had Agostino, and they were saying, oh look, he's gonna rip Craig apart and all this.
Can't remember his name.
Can't remember his name.
Eugene, was it?
Yeah, Donato.
Yeah,
Eugenio
Eugenio
Donato,
Donato,
yeah. But that would have been my first fight in Italy. Then I had 1 or 2 fights on Yockel, and then we went back over and we fought the fella that Arden's, the stopped Arden.
Yeah, stopped that.
Broke Arden's orbital.
And again,
We got revenge.
Redemption time,
we
yeah.
definitely got revenge. Yeah. He got punched around.
Yeah.
But like that, I never really done a show or anything until later on in your career, and so we never really had the ball in our court. We were always going and
Fighting everyone in the back gardens.
and you always rose to the occasion. Yeah, we had some good away trips with the lads.
Yeah.
It
It was always good. We always brought a good crowd as well.
especially in the UK.
The UK was always even like I fight hometown lads, and it sounded like we were in Dublin.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
A lot of the time.
Yeah. Sometimes then it was just me and you
Yeah.
going over to France or going over to Italy and on our own.
Having to do the job.
being stitched up with
Yeah. Mad old spots we were putting in there.
everything put against us.
Yeah, no field, no nothing. The French one I think was
That
like
was
the
bad.
worst on it. When I fought Rafi Bofic, modern day one, our era, he's a legend of our era. We got there the day before the weigh-in,
We got there an hour before the weigh-in.
a couple of hours, because we had to do the swab. We had to do the nasal. This was in the middle of COVID, by the way.
Oh, right, yeah.
So after we got off the plane, we were told, look, you're going to have to go down and do your PCR, whatever it was called, your test,
Yeah.
to make sure you can fly the next day to go home, right? So downstairs, there was about 40, 50 people waiting there to do the tests as well. I don't know, it took 6 hours or something.
That's so long.
Fuck's
And
sake.
Craig is
And I
cutting
have to cut weight,
Yeah, yeah.
like in the middle of all this. So
Oh,
we were
fuck.
brought back to the hotel after we done the nasal thing, and I think I had 6 kilos to cut. I say about 6 kilos to cut, and we did an hour before the weigh-in.
Oh, well, you're spending 6 hours waiting in the fucking...
Waiting
yeah.
to like
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
like, so obviously while you're cutting weight, I suppose you spread it out over a period of time, so it's not as heavy on your body.
Not as
Do you know what I
intense, yeah,
mean?
you don't have to kill yourself to make
No,
it right, yeah.
well, I think we done about 4 kilos in the bath within the hour. It was literally just out of the bath, into the bath, out of the bath, into the bath, out of the bath, into the bath. Then we got to the venue. I think it was a kilo over. And they were all looking at me. I was like, come here, I'm only after being brought to the hotel.
Yeah, yeah.
It was aggressive, like.
Yeah.
Really, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, it was a mad situation.
But I was ready to fight, like I was like, fuck this, you know what I mean? I only had an hour to cut 6 kilos or something like that. It wasn't gonna happen, like, do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So then I had to jog in their gym. They're all staring at me, and mine just jogging up and down, jogging up and down, jogging up and down.
Skipping a few punch-outs.
Yeah, a few punch outs, and I'm like, holy fucking leave me alone at this point, do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I was dying. But
And you make weight then?
yeah, check me weight then.
Yeah.
Straight after, I lost a kilo within about 15 minutes or something. It was mad, it was.
Yeah.
I think we just got the scales onto a good little spot.
Yeah.
I think so, like.
Moving around a bit and finding
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
spot.
Find a good
the right
spot.
on it,
Got the way. Get down!
And then,
But after, yeah, sorry.
yeah, they left us in the middle of nowhere. Like.
Yeah, and they didn't. So, right,
But what do you mean they left you in the middle of nowhere?
like, right, but after the weigh-ins, yeah, usually you're just brought back to a hotel, you have restaurants. We weighed in at 8 p.m, yeah?
Alright.
So, I took an extra hour, so it was 9 p.m. by the time I weighed in, right? There was no water, there was no food, there was nothing
shop.
there. We asked to bring, like, on the way, we were like, can you bring us to the shop so we can get water and stuff for after we weigh in? They were like, yes, just brought to the venue for the weigh-in, sorry. And from there, so Fabio was like, oh, we'll go get you some food. Comes back with a load of sushi boxes. A load of raw meat and all, you know what I mean? And I'm looking and I was like, fuck this. Collie take about 4 of them. Collie packed them all into the bag. He brings a 6-pack of 1.5 litres, yeah?
Between how many is it?
Fucking 15 fighters or something like
We
that.
robbed them all. Like.
I was like, Collie, into the bag. These, I'm in bits here. These people don't need them. They're from France. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Was this in like countryside or something? Or was
Countryside of France,
Right,
yeah. And the hotel, there was nothing around. So we go on a walk, because like, we'll have to look for somewhere to eat, like.
Yeah.
So we're going on a walk, all the restaurants walking, no closed. What did we find? A kebab shop.
Oh, yup.
I think you just get
not
rice and
ideal.
meat. No ideal after
Not
I've
ideal.
laid. No, it's worse. It's probably worse food.
Yeah,
So we
yeah.
had to get, I just got rice and a bit of meat.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't an ideal circumstance.
Yeah, with a few
Rough ones like that. Italy was like that as well. They put us like in the back glass and nowhere in Italy as well. It was like 30 minutes to a shop and 30 minutes to a restaurant.
Yeah.
Me man and all came over. Everyone had to get taxis to
Yeah.
place that we were going
You'd be
to.
fucked if you didn't have a car then, especially. Like.
Yeah, like we didn't drive either. Do you know what I mean? But same kind of thing. That actually turned into a funnier story though. After the fight, we went back. Remember, they wouldn't serve us drink and they wouldn't serve us food in the hotel. And one of the lads played and ended up jumping over the bar to get a bottle of vodka. Right, robs a bottle of vodka,
Right.
pours out a load of shots. It was water. That was water. That was a bottle of water. Yeah.
Oh, so they're serving that in the barrels.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
scumbags.
Oh, it was funny though.
It's good.
Yeah.
We've been all around the world though, haven't we?
Yeah.
Dubai,
Dubai, Thailand, France, Italy. We've all over the world.
UK, yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us about fucking their plane crash in Iraq and getting
That
stuck in
was
Iraq.
on the last trip to Thailand. So Collie was full blown asleep while this was going on, by the way.
Always.
So I was sitting there watching the film, right? And you know the way on your screen it tells you like how long the flight is left,
Yeah.
right? I was on an hour and a half, say, and I went to 15 minutes, right? And all I could feel was like when you're going down,
Yeah.
it's like a steady
drop you
kind of ooh.
Yeah.
Well, this was like the plane was like fully going down. Do you know what I mean? Like going down, like people were flying a lot.
No
like,
way, yeah.
yeah, like people were flying all over the place, right? So like, nice and gentle, Collie. I think we're gonna die. Like,
Don't wanna
wake
scare you,
up,
like, but-
wake up. I don't want to be on my own here. So ended up emergency landing in the middle of the airport, nowhere near like the runway or anything. Like,
Desert, like.
and we're getting off the plane and they're like, oh, welcome to Doha. So
They
this is where
lied to us,
we were supposed to land in Doha, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, welcome to Doha, and everyone's getting off the plane looking, and there's Iraq flags everywhere. It's like, what's going down? So I put into this room. It's like an investigation room, is all I can say. And like everyone's stuffed into the room, nothing gets said. Then they tell us there was a fault in the plane, that they're gonna put us back on the plane and we can fly. And
Everyone's like, I'm not getting back on that plane.
Way we getting back on that plane.
Yeah.
6 hours waiting in the investigation room for another plane.
Fuck's
They
sake.
ended up opening like this little hall with a couple of like shops in it, I'll say, and trying like giving us a bit of food and stuff. But like everyone had to hand their passports in to go into the next room. You know what I mean? It was weird. It
Dodgy
was.
situation. Yeah, emergency landed in Iraq. Yeah, we had some good fun fucking like that.
Yeah.
And when we
We
started,
met three Coakley clan families, remember?
Yeah, there's 3 Coakleys in
Yeah,
there. Yeah,
yeah.
it's strange.
That was a weird one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mad when you think about it when we started and how we started like that. We literally
Just
travelled
no
the
direction.
world
Yeah, but what we done?
made it to the top of the sport.
Yeah.
And that's where we are.
We're
now.
still going.
Yeah, 100%.
Mm.
A moment I want to talk to you about, because for me, being a coach, it was probably, I have a lot of proud moments, but probably my proudest moment as a coach was when you won your world title, and it was obviously the gym's first world champion, and yeah, it was against a really
Good opponent.
really good opponent.
Is this the Muay Thai Grand Prix one? Is it?
Yeah.
Grand Prix world title against Panicus
Panicus
Youssef.
Mm.
And,
That was a
yeah,
sick
I
fight.
just want to talk to you
Yeah.
about that, and like, how did you feel when you were told that, right, you're fighting now for a world title? And
Yeah, I was very happy. We kind of felt like kind of a long time coming from me as well. As you know, we put a lot of work in. We upset a lot of people, and I was actually scheduled to fight Panicus, I think 2 times before that, was
Yeah.
it? On Yorkdale both times. So it was kind of a thing where it was a long time coming, and he was only after fighting on one. He's a great name. So
technical.
very, very good, very skilled. But yeah, it was I wouldn't say a shock, but I didn't think I was gonna get the Muay Thai Grand Prix world title fight. But yeah, very, very happy when I did get the announcement.
And like you said, it was a long time coming, and the reason it was a long time coming is we didn't do our own shows, and we hadn't really got
We didn't have
control
anyone
over it.
backing us either.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? We were 2 stubborn young fellas. Like,
We done it the hard way.
yeah, we took all the hardest fights. We beat everyone in the backyards, and then like that, like Panics was supposed to win that as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100% they thought Panic was gonna win,
Yeah.
definitely.
So I was brought to lose, but big stubborn head me.
Yeah, he won after the 4th round.
Yeah,
It
he
was,
retired on his
in the
still.
corner, yeah.
Yeah.
And that was like I said, that was a proud moment for everyone in the gym. because
Yeah.
we had our first
World title.
Yeah.
legit world
Yeah.
champion, like, and
And legit, as in, like, I beat someone. Like this is another thing nowadays. World titles aren't actually world titles anymore because everyone and their cousins fighting for them, and that it's like the caliber of fight, the caliber of person that you fight. That kind of, in my opinion, determines if you are a real world champion or not. Like
definitely,
my real world title fight was the Milady fight.
yeah,
Like I genuinely, honestly, I've got more pleasure out of that one than the Pancakes fight.
yeah.
That was my world title.
Yeah,
Because I
that
grew
was
up with Milady, you know what I mean? Saying Milady.
Yeah, we had a lot of respect for Milady coming into that fight, and like you said, we grew up, and Milady was
He was the only
man,
one that
like,
done
on the
things.
scene.
Like, yeah, he was the only one that done things, in my opinion, out of Ireland.
He was ranked in Lumpini Stadium
Before it was actually popular.
When
Yeah.
the old Lumpini Stadium, when Lumpini Stadium was the stadium.
There was no Franks, like, there was no foreigners fighting.
Yeah, that was a very, very big fight, and yeah, that was the passing of the guard in
of Irish Muay Thai.
yeah, definitely, and that was another very proud moment.
Yeah.
Definitely. Fucking yeah, that was when I think that's when you cemented yourself, and then built on that. But that after that fight, I think you cemented yourself as the #1 Irish Muay Thai fighter, and then since then have done great things.
For the
Like made a path for everyone to follow, not just people in our gym, which
You can see,
everyone follows
yeah.
you, like follows in your path, but like Irish Muay Thai, you've made a path for people to follow, and yeah, I think you definitely put Irish Muay Thai on the map, and yeah, got it the respect it deserves. Definitely.
yeah,
I think that you are a major part to play in that,
yeah, big staple.
100%. And yeah, how does
That feels.
how does it make you feel to like?
I genuinely don't see that myself though as well. I'm just like, in my opinion, I'm just this young fella from the flats that love the scrap. You know what I mean?
And I think that's why a lot of young lads,
They all look up to me like
yeah,
that.
because I think they
Yeah.
kind of see themselves in you. You know,
Yeah.
you're a very reliable person. Like you don't carry yourself in any.
No, and then you world champion.
Yeah,
champ,
you're just a normal bloke. Like, and
Mm.
yeah, I think like a lot of people in our gym look up to you, and a lot of people around the area look up to you. And yeah, I think you're a great person for them to look up to, because like that, we didn't come from anything. No one was helping us.
No, we made our own way, 100%.
100%, and yeah, and I always say I'm the coach in the gym, and you're like the team captain, and everyone is looking towards you and fucking
To see how we get on. Yeah, no, we agree.
definitely, and it's a great.
No, it's nice. It's definitely nice, lads.
I think the cool thing about it as well was like there was no shortcuts. Like it was just
No, it was hard. We had the
work
hardest
over
route. We
years,
genuinely
yeah.
did throughout my whole career. Like, Collie would have put me in with the Hulk if he could. Like, you know what I mean? Like, fucking, like, he never turned down any fights. Do you know what I mean?
Never ever said no.
No.
To a fight, ever.
And I have been route off in army fights. Like, again, as we says, like, I was constantly prospects I was fighting. If I wasn't a prospect, I was a legend. Like, I fought two of this era's greats. Do you know what I mean? Singnam and Rafi Bowfitch.
Yeah.
And both of them fights are arguably wins for me.
100%.
Now that
Those
everyone
fights,
has the WBC belts, they know the real set of WBC. It's basically a K1 fight with elbows and clinch. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Scored like that. Going into that fight, we didn't plan to just box. It was go elbow. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Try cut distance, get past the kick and the elbow, and then we were told the real set on the day, and we looked at each other and we were like, just box.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's another point that I want to talk to you about was that Cow show where you headlined in the basketball arena. There was 3,000 people at that show. In my opinion, the biggest night of Muay Thai to ever happen in Ireland, and the whole show was built around you and Singnam, and it was an exceptional fight card. And then that fight to top it off was
It was a good fight. Very, very good
crazy
fight.
good fight. Yeah.
great fight. And I told you before, the amount of people that have said to me, I got into Muay Thai after being at that show and watching that fight, and like I think it inspired a lot of people, because there was a lot of it was the first time you fought in Dublin in a while.
Well, it was a couple of years, yeah.
And a lot of normal people, like civilians, as in like they weren't involved in Muay Thai, went to that show. Like that, it was 3,000 people in that venue. Like there was 3,000 tickets sold. It was on wheels.
Yeah, no, it was just mad. The atmosphere was like nothing I've ever
If you go watch
experienced.
them videos, you can even it translates over.
Into
It
it,
does,
and you never usually get that. It was hectic.
Yeah,
Walking out, that was
Even the walkout was crazy.
Yeah, it was, man.
It was mad.
the energy, like the energy walking
yeah.
through that crowd was like, what is going on?
It was huge. That was like I said, I think that was the biggest night of Muay Thai to ever happen in Ireland. And like if you look at who was on that card,
Harrison Singham, me, Spencer Brown,
Steph.
Yeah.
They're like Gareth Smiley, all that.
Now that Tom Kyo, they're all
everyone that was on that card
are actually big fighters now. Yeah.
And I was very proud of you that night. Even
and
though,
us as a gym, we done very well as a gym that day.
We had 5 fighters on.
Yeah.
And
Steph had a very questionable draw.
yeah, you won that fight.
Yeah.
100%.
We had a very questionable loss. So I thought we won.
I definitely think you won. Yeah.
Rizzo had a questionable draw.
Yeah, no, it was a good night for the gym. It was a good night for, even though like that.
Yeah, it's mixed results, but like everyone performed. That was the main thing.
Yeah.
Brown won. Arden won his fight against Jack Kennedy, wasn't it? Or Jack McGuire.
Jack McGuire. Speaking of Jack McGuire, remember you fought him and we had to get escort out
of the place. Yeah,
That was
Craig,
bad.
Oh, was there rows after? Was that?
Was there rows, man?
we were in in the corner, right? So in it, I don't know. A lot of people know about the Black Gate. It's called. Yeah, it's mental. So I fought again, hometown boy, Liverpool boy, and the crowd was there for him. Yeah, and obviously in my fashion, stubborn bastard come out, you know what I mean? I was punched the head off him, I dropped him in the 4th round, and after the 4th round, someone runs up to the corner and is like, I'm gonna stab you, mate, I'm gonna stab you, mate. And all I see is Collie jumping down. What are you gonna do? I'm like, Collie, get back up here now. Like what was going down? I was mad.
It was mad. It was me, Craig and his ma as well.
Yeah, me ma screaming at people.
That
was mad.
It
was funny though.
When you said Jack's name there, remind me of it. Yeah, the Yakel was a great night for you, a great night for Irish Muay Thai. And I think, like I said, a lot of people started Thai boxing after that night. Because like I've had at least 10 people say to me that they've started.
Oh, what a
Like, even-
Miyagi.
That's
No,
when
I
Miyagi
wanted to
started.
do it, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Eric, I think you started after
I
that.
started out of that. Yeah, that was. But that was in 2019,
That was
wasn't it?
2019.
And
Yeah.
COVID happened right after that, which is annoying because that like kind of that was
Took
such a
the
huge
straight,
event, and then took a.
yeah.
You kind of had to stop doing events then and
Yeah.
stop kind of
We didn't.
took
though.
it out.
No,
Yeah,
we kept
We
going.
were
No.
travelling around the world.
Yeah, we fought in Dubai, fought in France,
Yeah.
fought somewhere else as well.
Yeah.
Fought in the UK right at the start.
Yeah,
Fought
just before it went down, yeah.
But in
And
terms of
you
like
got
Irish
COVID
Over
at
that,
that
yeah.
fight, yeah.
Yeah.
Remember that? Yeah, and then
And then we kept.
went to Dubai then, and we got the army tried to put us in a hotel and all.
Oh,
Like
so
quarantine
after
Dublin as well.
Dubai, yeah, me and Collie didn't have our jobs. So obviously you have to give a PCR, whatever it was called, the test, yeah.
The test, yeah.
So we go up, we give them the test, and they were like, right, where's your quarantine hotel? What you mean? What quarantine hotel? They were like, yeah, no, you need a hotel that you're going back to quarantine. Like, but we're going home, going back to our houses, like
Yeah.
quarantine there. And yeah, like point blank, your mum was like, okay, go back to Dubai.
You're not getting on the
Oh,
phone.
You're not
really,
getting
yeah?
on the plane.
Oh, fuck.
So me and Collie's like, what do you mean? He's like, you have to have a hotel that you are staying in. You have to give me proof that you are staying in this hotel.
And by the way, our flight leaves in 2 hours.
So me and Collie is panicking.
Just for those 2 hours. What do you mean?
No, the flight was
leaving
gone.
in
So
2
we were
hours.
supposed to leave Dubai in 2 hours.
Right.
And me and him had to have a hotel to hand down. And this is the middle of the night, by the way. So Collie's bleeding. I think you had bleeding, ring about 15 people.
Yeah, my auntie, my brother, and
Fuck's sake.
I had to
Get a loan, pay for a hotel.
Yeah, yeah.
Put proof out, show them this, then we'll let through, right? So after you get to Ireland, we'll say,
Yeah.
they stop us at the gate. Anyone that doesn't have the injection
Yeah.
are going to this hotel, right? So I put on a bus, I ring
our
me brother,
passports taken off.
everything,
I live
everything.
streamed the whole thing and all that.
I ring me brother, and I'm like, Lee, come down to this hotel, have the car ready, we're gonna jump in and we're gone.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm not staying in this hotel for 2 weeks, me bollocks.
Yeah, fuck that.
So gets to the hotel. Now there's army there, there's cops there, and the only one person to try and stop us is a hotel worker. Hotel worker
Take the
jumps
day
out in
off,
front of us, puts
Take a
his,
picture
their
of
hands out, yeah?
Yeah.
Putting their hands out trying to stop us. Like, what are you doing, move us out? Like, edge to the side, bait through, grab the suitcases, into the car and gone. Oh, that was a
Sick.
weird old
That
situation.
was mad, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a mad time, wasn't it?
Wasn't it?
But again, these are all good
Mad
stories.
story, yeah.
You know, yeah.
Mad shit happened.
We had some crack.
We fought in IKEA.
Yeah, when we fought in France, yeah, that was in an old IKEA building.
Oh, right,
It was
okay,
pitch
yeah.
No
dark.
lights.
No lights.
No lights. No, like just about getting warm. I'm
warm.
punching Collie's head in. Like, no lights. Collie's trying to hold pads in complete darkness.
Yeah.
He had black gloves on, I couldn't see. We had some mad
Oh,
times
weird
out there.
old
And like
times, yeah.
that when we were in that basement gym and stuff, if you had said to me I was going to be doing this and this,
You'd laughed.
going there,
Yeah.
No way.
just
We'd
didn't-
laugh.
We didn't see it, like, did
No.
we? Like, it wasn't, there was
No.
it wasn't there, like, you know what I
Just
mean?
brought us this way, didn't it?
Yeah, we just fully embraced the journey and just
Kept
lived
going.
Muay Thai life and
Yeah. Trying.
just trained every day.
Slept.
But yeah, that basement was mad, man.
Mm.
We had some mad times.
Yeah.
down there,
That was
man.
Lionheart, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We used to leave that gym with headaches and sore legs every
Yeah,
day.
every day. It would just be me, Steph, Arden, him punching the head off each
Yeah,
other.
man. But come here, that time when it was like that, it was me, you, Steph, Aaron, Raz, and we just all bounced off each other. I think
The competitiveness, yeah.
it was the perfect environment for growth
Yeah.
because it was grow or die. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, you're left behind if you're not, like, 100%. Like, if someone had an off day, it was a very bad day for you.
Yeah.
You know what I
it
mean?
wasn't good. Like, and it wasn't ever even bad.
No malice, no. There's no malice,
And
there's no nothing towards it.
Again, we probably wouldn't do it like that now.
No.
Because looking back, again, we were uneducated and we didn't know how to train properly, and
We've lost a lot of brain cells throughout them years,
we
like.
definitely did. Like,
Yeah.
but again, we learned from it, and it's part of our
Yeah.
journeys. And
And now look at the kids now that we're producing because of it.
100%.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. We really did learn on the job, and like that, a lot of Muay Thai gyms in Ireland come from other Muay Thai gyms and stuff like this. Where
We came from nobody.
we
Yeah.
came from ourselves. Like we don't have like a pedigree of like the lineage of like in Dublin. A lot of
Bridgestone.
came from Bridgestone
Yeah.
in Cork.
Origins.
Anthony Corkery in Cork Toy, a lot of gyms branch from that.
Yeah.
And
This was
Warriors,
like organically
Warriors
by
with
itself,
Mick Doherty, a lot of gyms branch from that. We didn't branch from anyone. We had no toys or no affiliation. Anyone. We were just like, honestly, a gang of younglets doing our own thing.
They like the fight.
Yeah, I think it was a special time. It was all like you, Steph, me,
Arden,
Razvan,
Razvan.
fucking. It was a special time.
Lee as well at the time. Yeah. Lee was a big part of it as well.
100%.
Yeah.
And like there was a good group of us, and yeah, it was a mad time, man.
Yeah, it was. It was good though.
It was.
It taught us a lot.
It taught us so much, man.
Yeah.
It wasn't the wrong way. We went, instead of going straight, we went fucking
All
zigzag
over
the place.
yeah.
Like, and it took us longer. And
But that's the beauty of it as well. Like, again, all these bumps, all these knocks, these are the lesson teachers for us. Like, we wouldn't have learned that if we would have just had smooth sailing the whole way through. We would have been just bleeding.
Definitely, without a doubt. And I want to talk as well about your younger brother Senn, because he was around us all back then as well. And he started with us a long time ago when he was a child.
When he was a kid, yeah.
He was around that environment as well, and
He was a lot softer back then.
It probably wasn't the greatest environment for a kid to be in. Like, because
Senn cried every day, every single day.
Yeah,
and look, like people look at Senn now and they're like, that young fella is unbelievable. But like, a lot of people be able to relate to the way he came up. Like, he literally every session cried. We'd have to go down to the back, sit down, Senn, you're okay. It's hard now, but you're gonna get through it.
Yeah.
Look at him now,
like we were all hood rats, and even all the younger ones in the gym were all
from the flats,
and they were all from the flats, and it was just rough, and Senn wasn't.
Yeah, he was brought up in Cabra. He was brought up nice, like.
He was he had a different life to you, like, and your older brother as well, and how do you feel now, knowing that you had obviously a major influence on your brother?
But it was vice versa. It came from Lee. Lee was like the start. Lee used to blade and wake me up to watch blade in UFC when I used to be on Bravo. Like, we'd go down, we'd watch fights, like, and that's how it installed in me. Do you know what I mean? And then through that, I kind of just kept going with Senn. See, Senn was bullied when he was a younger. Like that, he was trying to. He didn't know really fit in. Do you know what I mean? He didn't know whether he was gonna go to the flats or hang around in Cabra where we were living at the time. So I used to always say to my mum was like, "No, I don't want another fighter in the house. Fuck that. Too many years. There's always chaos in the gaff. Blah blah blah." Senn done hurling, Senn done gas, Senn done rugby, and excelled at them all. Was really good. Same in college or in skill. He was very smart. He could have done what he wanted. Like, the young fella, genuinely could have went and done what he wanted. But I think it was while he was in rugby, he just got the itch again. Do you know what I mean?
Because he stopped training a little bit.
Yeah, for a couple of, I think a year even it would have been.
And he focused on rugby. And like that, he
excelled.
He could have went down to college and played rugby and got a scholarship in any college he wanted.
Yeah.
He was an exceptional athlete, and he was exceptional at
everything. Yeah, he's one of them people that he's just really good. Like, at whatever he does, puts his head to it.
100%. To me,
and he decided
before, and if Senn puts his mind to what he's doing now, I have no doubt in my mind Senn will fight in the UFC.
100%. No bother. He's a special talent, there is. But like that, it's not true. Like, fucking, he didn't fall onto it. You know what I mean? It's through hard work, through years of it as well.
Like we were saying, like, he came up with us in a time that was like,
it was hard to be in the gym.
Madness, man. Like,
it was hard to be in the gym.
An environment for the kid. Like,
no.
He
stuck it through, yeah. So now he's a product of that.
Product of his environment, and when I'm again very, very proud of Senn as well.
Where he's gone, 100%, same. He's over there chasing his dream now in Dubai.
And
he's in good hands over there also with Mitchell and Ozzy.
John Mitchell,
yeah. And he started Muay Thai as well, didn't he? And then
that's what, like, he same kind of route as me. He had like 12, 13 amateur fights, and it was getting to a point where it was getting serious for him. But so is other sports, and
Right, yeah.
is skill. My ma was big on, like, because I didn't finish school, Lee didn't finish school. My ma was big on him finishing school. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
we all kind of agreed with. But throughout that, he was taking rugby very seriously. He was very good at it, like.
Yeah.
So he was in Belvedere, by the way. So he didn't know what path he was going at that time. Do you know what I mean? He wasn't halfway in, halfway out, but he still kind of dabbled a little bit. He still trained a little bit, and that's when he was kind of taking interest in MMA. So it was always kind of MMA for Senn. He done Thai to kind of complement that, whereas I done it the other way around. I started MMA and then I done Thai. But
you can see now in his MMA fights, he has the Thai style.
he
as well,
does. Like, he's still, he's our style. Like, yeah. I think now, I'm not just saying it, but I think we've adapted to the Irish style. Everyone in Ireland had that style now.
Yeah.
Teeps into knees, into hands,
Yeah.
into this, fakes into
I
that.
think you.
I created a style, yeah.
100%.
I think so, yeah.
And I think a lot of people, like the blueprint for anyone that's going to do a body type, they'd be silly not to, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like that, we created a very effective style,
Mm.
and like that, there was no point scoring. It was like
No, it was
effective.
fight.
Everything was effectiveness,
Mm.
and
Yeah, yeah.
the style that we created.
I was trying to get people out there.
100%. Senn is definitely a product of that, and if you watch his fights,
You see that?
yeah, you see that. Team
Most
style,
of his wins are by stoppage
Yeah.
through that.
Yeah.
few body
Mm.
shots, keeps,
Set up in the hands,
Yeah.
let session is.
and then if the head kick is
kicks,
there,
yeah.
But no, I just think it's really cool. The three is Lee is also an Irish champion.
Yeah.
The three is our fighters, like
Yeah.
exceptional fighters, and it's really cool.
We didn't come from a fighting family or anything. Like, people, that's one thing people would ask quite a bit. Like, oh, your uncle there and our fighters, blah, blah, blah. No.
Yeah.
We just like punching each other around. Like,
It's like rough youngsters.
yeah, from the flats that just like the scrap.
You know, it's really cool, and I've been part of trees as unis, and
Oh, you're the fourth Coakley, we'll say.
and I'm proud of all trees, and I think it's a cool story, and like that when Senn does make it to the UFC and
He'd be able to tell
does
that
be
then.
UFC champion, like it's cool, like, you know what I mean. You made it to the top of your sport, and
He makes top of his.
and,
Yeah.
Lee was a little bit older then,
Yeah.
getting into it.
And he still had his work, so Lee was a toilet boy trade at the time, and he had kids and all. It was very, like, while he was training, obviously. But obviously, his life got in the way.
Yeah.
He couldn't take it as seriously as I would have. So he maybe lived that through me, vice versa. I lived that through Sam when Senn gets there.
And again, he's so young, Senn as well.
Yeah, only a baby, 21. Still very, 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 very new to the game.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
The
mean?
world at his feet,
Mm,
and he's so tuned in. And
yeah,
like we say all the time, the Unflet is 21 years. He's a 21-year-old veteran
yeah. Of the game, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Most
He's,
definitely.
Like the experience he has. He has a lifetime of experience.
Yeah, and
already.
he's been through all this with us, like all these journeys that I've been in. Very
just
rare.
always there,
Yeah,
yeah.
he was always with us.
Just
He was
there, like.
brought with us no matter where. In England, he was in Blade. He came to Italy the second time, yeah.
And
He was always there.
around us and around that around that environment.
Yeah.
He was in the corner for the sing down fight.
Yeah, he was in my corner in Blade 1 as well, do you know what I mean? He came over.
There's
Thailand.
always a
Coakley in the corner. See,
that
that's me piece. Like, Collie's me information in the corner, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then, if I have one of my brothers doing me piece, they send me,
Right.
do you know what I mean? Yeah, to keep me calm.
Definitely.
Mm.
Yeah. So now let's talk about now. I think a little bit of where we are now. Like, and you won. Like, I suppose we take it back to be doing an 8-man tournament then to fucking
After the world title, we
after
got
World Title.
called for, it was the road to one. It was supposed to be the road to one UK. Yeah, it was only supposed to be UK fighters, isn't it? But a lot of the fighters were pulling out, and I was the world champion also.
Yeah.
So they wanted me in it. Which I was getting ball because one was all, when one came about, like when one started getting big with toy, I was always calling to try get onto it because I knew my style at suit it. We'd fought in small gloves 3 times and I had good success in them because I've good boxing / head movement. And when we got the call for out the one, I knew that was mine. Like, do you know what I mean? It was no one was beating me for that.
Yeah.
And
That's one thing I was like. A lot of people are saying now, like these days, that they don't really like Muay Thai in the 4 ounce gloves. But for you, I think it
It's
might
the
be
opposite.
a bit different. Like yeah, because
I think it's because I wanted to do MMA.
yeah,
I've always had the 4s in my head. Do you know what I
I
mean?
get you. Yeah,
The small gloves.
Stylistically as well.
Yeah, it suits me a lot better.
Suits you
I
good.
push a pace. I fight. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly.
I'm not probably the most skillful. I am skillful. I've good IQ, but I wouldn't be like sitting back looking pretty. Do you know what I mean? I like to engage in a fight.
Yeah.
So I think that's why.
You see
it's
those
out.
3 fights that you had in the tournament, like
Yeah.
the 4 ounce gloves suit you well.
I also got the raw deal in the tournament.
Yeah, you definitely had.
Yeah, I had the hard side.
Oh right, yeah.
Kim Falk had beat Nate Bendon before in a fight a couple of years ago. Natty Dodds was the prospect, and then Bendon was obviously touted to be in the final with me. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, we got the raw deal in the tournament. My hardest fight probably was Kim because he was just so tough.
Yeah, he was a tough
Yeah,
man.
He took
He
a
took
beating. Man.
shot.
Yeah.
Man.
And he was just
fella.
there.
He was just there.
Yeah.
He was just there. I had he broke my nose in the last round, I think it was. My nose was like fractured from the top over Panicus. Panicus cut me with an elbow. But then Kim broke it to the side.
Right.
So I think that was lucky enough it was in the 3rd round. The 95 we went in, I think we had a shoulder injury going and it's never been easy for us.
No.
We've always had problems like throughout fights. Same when I was supposed to fight the band, and we had the baby 3 weeks before.
Yeah.
So
Brand new baby.
brand new baby.
So it was something like
Always something. Couldn't wait, fucking trying to wake up, do knife aids. Well, Sean did do all of it while I was in camp, but like I there, do you know what I mean? I get woke up with a baby.
yeah.
And, but there was no doubt.
In my mind,
that
no.
tournament was-
No. Same.
And we kind of knew, we kind of thought, like obviously you never know because them gloves.
Yeah, you
but
could
you never. We kind of thought that it was going to be Young Bendon in the final.
Yeah.
When
I
we
think
looked-
everyone kind of knew it was going to be main bended. They started up that way.
Yeah, they put his on opposite side.
Yeah,
of the
opposite
brackets.
sides of the brackets, and
Yeah.
he
And
was
it
the big shot on that side. I was on the opposite.
It was a great fight in the final.
Yeah, it was. It was a tough fight as well.
Yeah, a tough fight, but
Yeah.
I think you won very,
Clearly,
very
convincingly.
Yeah.
So did I. I think he rocked me at the start of every round.
Yeah.
And then I pulled back throughout the round and then rocked him late towards the end of every round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But if you look at like the damage
damage
on
was,
his face was
was
like
bad, yeah.
yeah.
That was one thing. Well, we deal. I've always elbows are a big part of my game, just because I am that long. Do you know what I mean? But we kind of knew because he was smaller and because he liked to lunge in with like hooks and stuff like that. If I just tried to plant and sit up elbow every time he comes in on the inside, like, and then on the outside it was hands, teep, low kick. But he was tough as well. Do you know what I mean? Like he was hit with some big shots also.
Yeah,
He's just-
definitely, and like that.
Oh, he was
He
there
had-
to win it as well. Like,
Yeah, no,
He was. He
100%.
has a young family to feed as well.
We're in very, very similar
Very similar
circumstances.
circumstances.
Two girls, two at similar ages.
Yeah, and
We're similar ages in ourselves. I think he's in his 30s also, do you know what I mean?
And yeah, he wanted it. You wanted it.
Mhm.
You came out on top, and that was supposed to be smooth sailing then to one championship. But
Yeah.
we got
It was anything but me outside.
there was nearly a year after that before
Yeah.
the
We
contract
actually
was
got-
even signed.
yeah.
And again, I won't get into too much, but like there was back and forth with one, and
We
things we weren't happy about, things they weren't happy about. But eventually we got
halfway
we got
on 4 weeks notice.
again. It wasn't ideal. We got a call 4 weeks.
But I wasn't trying because obviously it's either I've 2 kids, but like again, it's either like trying consistently or do PTs make money. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
again, I don't work.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? This is my job at the end of the day. So if it's more than it's not in a month or two, obviously I can't focus as much on the fight side. I have to start focusing on making money. And I was coming up to Christmas also, so
Yeah.
Santi, you know yourself,
provide for your family.
Supporting
Yeah.
the new baby. and stuff as
Then
well,
we
yeah.
ended up getting the show. We got so on 4 weeks, but we've never turned down a fight. No, I never
Yeah.
would turn
And
down a
that's
fight.
like a hard fight to get for
Yeah,
your
a
first
very,
fight.
very
One-
hard
He's on a
fight.
5-fight KO streak or something
Yeah.
as well. Like
Before,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I genuinely do think I'd beat him though.
I genuinely think
I'd love
Yeah.
to see a rematch.
that
So do I.
has
Yeah,
happened.
yeah.
I think like that. A fully prepared you when like you weren't lifting weight.
I wasn't doing anything.
Obviously, you always
do a bit of
taking
training,
over,
but
you know
like
what I mean?
we train once a day. I was training once a day. Like it's nowhere
No, it's
near
not-
enough to be competing.
no,
Like
definitely, especially at that level,
Yeah.
and the inactivity that you had before that.
yeah,
like,
full year.
at that level, you need and Sue
Still
was,
now.
Sue was active. You had,
4,
yeah,
5
4 fights before,
KOs.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously it didn't go our way. Like, but again,
We learned from it.
yeah, we take our licks and
Yeah,
we get back
we
to work.
realised that we needed to just be a little bit smarter and in preparation, not fucking take as much time. Well, I didn't take time off, but like I wouldn't lift weights. Do you know what I mean? If I'm not in camp, I wouldn't lift weights, wouldn't do sprints when I'm not in camp, obviously. And we tried to implement keeping them in.
Yeah, and then again there was a period of inactivity again after the Silver Black fight, and like that you've been active your whole career. I don't think there's been
No, COVID.
up until like you finished that 8-man tournament. I don't think there was any time that you didn't have at least 3 fights in a
A
year.
year, yeah. No, even COVID.
Yeah,
Like even throughout COVID, no one was possibly fighting. I was fighting.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like since literally we started, I've been busy,
Active.
active, fighting at least 3 times a year, every
least.
single year.
Sometimes more than that,
Yeah.
but at least 3 times a year. And then after the Silver Black fight, it was over
7
a year.
months, 8
Yeah,
months.
7, 8 months before we got the call for the next one.
Which is
And
it's not plausible. Do you know what I mean? Like, to be fighting at that level on that much inactivity.
Yeah, it's not ideal, like, and especially when you're such an active fighter and you enjoy being that active and you feel sharper and better
Yeah.
when you are that active. But yeah, we got called then for Rambolek, who's also
Good prospect. He
We
had
got-
1 loss.
then again, remember we got the first call and then he pulled out.
Yeah, and then he pulled out again.
Yeah, so he pulled out
Yeah.
twice before
We actually got the fight.
we got the fight.
And he
that
broke
was-
his hand or something like that.
And then there was longer inactivity then.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Eventually got the fight, and it was a great fight against
Big
the
fight, yeah.
against the top opponent.
Yeah. Good toy, very good
Yeah,
toy.
really good toy, and it was a great fight.
Mm.
I think it was very, very even, and
2 teeps won the fight, in my opinion.
yeah, pretty much. Like,
Yeah, like, fourth round, I had a very good round. I can remember I was landing a good bit, landing hands, moving well. I don't think I gave him the respect he deserved in the second round. I probably thought that I could just walk forward. I ended up walking onto a lovely right hand. He rocked me. I was visible also.
Yeah.
He moved me with a leg kick then, and
You rocked him then
at the end of the
later
round, the
on
very,
that
very
round.
end of the round, it was with an elbow, yeah.
But I just think
His was much more visible.
Yeah, I think that might have gone that round.
Yeah.
And then in the third round, there wasn't much in it.
I was neck and neck, and he landed a big teep that sent me.
Yeah,
I think that's what kind of got him the fight.
yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
Mm. I was more active. I definitely landed more that round. Was landing good in the hands, decent nails. But yeah, he like took me off me feet with a teep. I can remember.
Yeah, he was a really good
Yeah,
teep kick
he
style.
had that
Muay
kind
Thai.
of sit back,
yeah.
then boom, bounce into the teep.
And yeah, again, small margins at that
That level. Yeah.
Like you proved out that you're on that level 100%. And yeah, and I believe on you.
I would have beat them as well. Yeah,
you beat any of them
Yeah.
in that division. Again, it is a huge division, and everyone like they're in that division we've talked about on the podcast before. That division in one championship is
It's crazy.
the division.
Competitive one.
Without a doubt, the most competitive division, the most lads signed, and in my opinion, and I know you really, really well, on your night,
I'd
you
beat
could
anybody
beat
in the world.
anyone
Yeah.
in the
No, I
world.
agree.
and I always believe
Me
that.
style, like, I still genuinely don't think I've showed everything I can do. I think I've showed probably 70% of what I can do.
And again, we're still even now we're still learning about this style of Muay Thai. Like we almost abandoned kicks a little bit.
No, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Almost we did.
Yeah, and like we talked about it, and in our opinion at that time that was the right thing to do. But now on reflection, like
wasn't.
No, I don't think it was, because like Rambo like showed in that fight that you can use kicks effectively, you know what I mean? And I
think we fell in love. Like, me boxing's really good, but I fell in love with me boxing coming up to that fight. Well, not to that fight, through the tournament. I think me counter boxing was really, really good at the time as well. And I just think, I thought, kicking stupid, I get caught when I kick. But we've also, like the past couple of months now, we've been adapting a little bit on kicking 100%. Also.
And we've been more variety in what we're doing. And I think when you are kicking,
it sets up so much more. Sets up so much more.
If you look throughout your career,
that's what I done.
Your teeth and stuff has set up your hands. Like.
Same as kicks. I used to land a lot of high kicks back in the day.
But again, like we are still.
Look, this is the whole point. It's learn or die, isn't it?
Yeah, and like we are always constantly adapting and learning and
constantly evolving.
Yeah, and I look forward now to
getting the next
what's
one.
next for you. And
what is the next one? Is there any little spoiler here? I think
not at the minute. Fortunately, not at the minute. Like,
I wish I knew also. This is the thing. It's the inactivity. You know what I mean? It's like we're in this constant process of when
unknown.
When's it gonna be?
What am I doing?
Like the last Rambo fight was what?
6 months, 7 months now.
July or August?
August.
3rd
of August or something like that.
A few fighters are having problems with that as well. Like,
a few lads are having problems with the inactivity, and one is such a big organisation
that they have so many fighters.
So into them, man. Yeah, it's we're in a bit of a weird situation, like where like you need to get fighting, and you have so much to give, and so much
more to show, so much more to want, and
I just think it's a shame that you're not being as active. You can't be as active as you want to be.
Yeah, definitely.
But I do still look forward to what you can do and what you're going to do.
Yeah,
and
we'll get the show
next few years, and like that you've not taken a whole lot of damage. Like,
I've been cut twice in my career.
Yeah,
3 times. Sorry,
you haven't been badly
sparked. I haven't been sparked. I mean, the mouth fight was probably the only time I've been stopped. Like stopped, and so that's the only fight that I don't think I've been able to show anything in as well. Literally,
you caught early, and
good body shot.
Yeah, so there's this thing where he catches. He's very catchy with kicks, and he held onto your ankle.
It was smart. It was very smart. You know what I mean? And so when he caught me teep, he put his fingers under my ankle, so I couldn't get my foot back. When I was trying to pull, it was like pulling my ankle down. You know what I mean? And pulled me in. It's smart. It is very smart.
And if you watch Stewart, when he gets his kick caught, he just falls on the ground. Yeah. A lot of the toys are doing that. And do you know what? It's smart. Like,
with the fours.
In 4-ounce gloves, if someone catches your kick and then
pulls you into something,
on one leg, you know what I mean? It's dangerous. But what a lot of toys are doing, they're getting that kick caught and they're literally just falling down. And it stops them it doesn't look great,
but they're not getting hit.
It stops them getting hit. Like so, again, this is the thing about the 4-ounce gloves. Even though one has been going since 2018 and 2019, they started the Muay Thai and the MMA gloves. It's still so new. Like that's not a lot of time in a sport. Like the sport is still so new. Like there's no, alright, this is the way of doing it. There's no
even the styles. It's adapting now still.
And everyone is really learning on the job with it, like, you know what I mean? And like that, now you see lads calf kicking now, and it's like, there's just so many like, it's because like that you can't catch a calf kick, you know, that kind of way. And it's just there's no set, alright, this is the best way of fighting in MMA gloves yet, because it's still unknown. Like it's a mad time in the sport, and I know you really.
I enjoy it.
You really like the MMA stuff. Me, you know, we said
you're a purist.
I love Muay Thai. I do like MMA gloves, and
but
I'm a fan of Muay Thai.
You don't call it Muay Thai either.
I don't think it's Muay Thai. Like
it's a fight. I agree.
But
it is crazy entertaining.
In your opinion, the way the sport is going now with the MMA gloves, do you think that
It's gonna go more mainstream, yeah, 100%.
not even that? Do you think that young lads should be now training with this in
MMA
mind?
gloves,
Like,
yeah. Actually, that's actually a good question. I do. If that's your goal, yeah.
yeah,
If your goal is to get the one championship, train in 6-ounce gloves. Do you know what I mean? Train in the small gloves, the open finger gloves, because boxing in them is completely different. It's not the same.
everything is completely
Yeah,
different.
your shot selection is different. You can't take shots off gloves anymore. You have to move your feet. You have to move your head. You have to be able to parry punches.
See, head kick even lands.
Yeah, it lands on that. It's hurting. Do you know what I mean?
Defense is completely changed. Like.
It's no. There's no defense in
Yeah.
it. There's none whatsoever.
It's all movement.
Yeah, it's
Head and
move
feet
your head
movement.
and parrying.
Parrying.
Parrying is probably the only form of defense, but that's dangerous also because if a shot slips through, you're gonna get cracked with it. Do you know what I
And
mean?
even clinching is so
Yeah.
different in them because
You can clinch properly.
You can
Yeah.
hold,
wrists. You can.
Yeah.
You have fingers exposed.
Yeah.
Like, and yeah, it is. It's a game changer. And
Yeah.
like,
It's different, yeah. It's not
Yeah.
the same. But I do, yeah. I definitely think if your goal is to go to one championship, train more in 6-ounce gloves in open palm, open finger gloves,
yeah.
because it's different.
Yeah,
And sparring, if you are doing something like that, make sure it's with someone that you trust, and because if you get smacked in them, it's very dangerous.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like
We do that drill.
yeah, and we struggled to get like
Sparring,
sparring
yeah.
for you, especially in smaller gloves, like, and because like
You can't hit people.
and to come here, I'm gonna be honest, I don't blame ones not want to spar you, especially in them gloves, like, because yeah, it's but it is hard over here, and
Because the level's quite not there at
Yeah.
my weight also.
yeah,
It's either spar bigger people or
yeah, and then you run risks as well. As far bigger people, it's not ideal, like, you know what I mean. But yeah, I think the sport is changing a lot, like, and again, I think you're on the forefront of the sport changing, and yeah, like I said, I'm excited now. I am really, really excited to see
what the next plan
what
is.
the next step is, and where we're going, and hopefully it's soon, like, because like that, you're always training, you're always
And I'm not getting any younger.
yeah,
32 now. I'm not done them all either.
Yeah, you're not old, and you didn't
I
take
haven't
a
took
whole lot of
damage,
damage.
yeah.
But let's be
Realistically,
real, like,
about 5 years.
yeah. And it's- at the end of the day, you have lads that are like early 20s that have been training since they're kids, and they're really they're nearly as experienced. They've trained the same amount of time, but they're fucking 7 years younger than you, that kind of way.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
definitely age is.
It's a big factor.
You know what I mean?
Big factor.
100%.
No one can beat the time of clock, like, you know what I mean?
No,
And
that's it,
that's
like.
just that, like.
100%.
And I'm a realist. I'm not like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yeah, I'm gonna fight till I'm 40. I'm fresh still. You know what I mean? It's not something I want to do. Also,
And like that, I fucking love you as a person, and I wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't allow me.
I think
Yeah,
the
it's
time's
time's
up,
time.
like,
Yeah,
we're gonna have
it's
that
sad,
conversation, like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? But again, it's not that time, like, and
No.
you still have so much more to
show,
give
yeah,
and to
100%.
show without a doubt.
Mm.
But yeah, let's hope that we get something soon and fucking
We get that.
yeah, you get to show what you are and who you are, because you know who you are,
Yeah.
you know what you can do, and I fucking know as well. Like,
Mm.
so yeah, let's hope we get to show the world soon, like, because yeah, there's so much more you have to give, and you know your potential, and I know your potential, and like I said, anyone in that division, you can.
Mine know it can be, 100%.
Without a doubt. But yeah, so that's kind of the current where
Where we're at right now.
Yeah, we're just in kind of
Limbo, a little bit
just
limbo, yeah.
waiting for something, man. Yeah, hopefully, like I said, hopefully now this new sound, and yeah, we get something.
Mm.
Is there a particular fighter in that division you want to fight? Like, do you want to see a black fight again?
I'd like to fight Silver Black again, yeah. Like, I've no bother fighting any rematches,
any
you
of
know what I
them,
mean?
yeah.
Any of them,
Yeah.
any of them at all. But like that, yeah. Probably not jumping in at the deep end straight away, or fucking, I can't really say, Blade, a new yoke, can I?
Yeah, I don't know. We don't. The future is uncertain. Like,
Yeah.
really, the way, like, yeah,
You can't really call shots on 2 losses, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess.
So, well,
Yeah.
again, I'm a realist, you know what I mean? I'm not going to be sitting here and saying, I deserve this or I deserve that or blah, blah, blah.
it's, yeah.
Anyone to give you?
Yeah, I'm happy to
you
fight.
said,
Like, I've never
we
turned down a
have
fight.
Never, ever,
Ever.
Never
Like-
turned down a fight. There's never been anyone we said no. We're not going.
Even pulled out. We've never pulled out of a fight
Never.
at that. And I've ended the fights like
We had
half
lots
a
of
man.
reasons.
Do you know what I mean? I've had many reasons. Like we're only talking about bleeding me toe. I had to glue my toe back together before this black fight.
Before, so,
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like literally, my toe was hanging off. I had to glue it. Yeah,
Top of his toe.
top of my toe came
How'd that
off.
happen?
Like we were into it. Well, it was a
That's
stupid
right.
reason from Craig. Craig was shout out Marty.
Martin
Me and Martin Eldridge were on a bike, and Collie gave Martin his orders not to be messing, and I was the one that was messing. So a funny one. Going down a road, yeah, most roads are lanes over there, right? Unless it's motorway road, right? So we're going down the lane, and there's two toys, and they just start waving us, right?
Right.
So we take the corner, and the road is like progressively getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, right? Until like the bike nearly doesn't fit, right?
Okay.
And a toy just starts running towards me, and I'm like, right, bail. So I throw myself off the bike and fucking walking down the road. Martin's like, Craig, what's the story? I'm like, what? He's like, there's blood all over the road. So I look down, and my toe is literally flapping,
Oh,
like
yeah.
flapping off.
Oh, fuck.
And the first thing I say is, don't tell Collie. Martin was like,
3 days before the
Yeah,
fight,
man
his
was like-
debut on one. Like,
Martin was like, gladly, he'll punch the head off. So we get back to the hotel, right? And I glue him, like literally super glue my toe back together, right? But I used like an absurd amount of glue. But there was a little bit of skin hanging off that like I had been gluing for the past couple of days before, right? As obviously a little fucking, there was like a little slit in my foot, and anytime I stood on it, it was a little bit sore. So if I glued it, it wouldn't be as sore. So Collie's down the glue for me one of the days, right? I think it was the day after or something like that. And he's like, looks a bit weird, Craig. And I was like, oh, I just used loads of glue last night, Collie. After the fight, he was like, what happened to your toe?
Turned into an interrogation.
yeah. Oh,
the toe was fucking hanging off.
it was funny though.
100% it's like that. Nothing's ever perfect
No.
for a fight camp.
Yeah.
Never. And you can't go into a fight thinking that your fight camp's going to be perfect ever.
No.
These are the things that are going to make them. Yeah.
100%, bro, yeah. And again, all part of the journey.
Mm,
Good stories to tell.
yeah.
We have a lot of them. like,
Lots.
yeah, fucking. Eric wants to do a thing here with you.
Yeah. I wanted to do a little reel here. Do you ever see though, like what one championship do like this or that?
Mm.
Rod tang this, rod tang this, yeah. So with one championship fighter, so
Like, who's better?
He was
How would I
gonna
like
win
the
a
fight?
No, he was going to
Right.
win. Yeah.
Between these two
Give you
people.
two fighters, yeah.
right. So Joe Nottawa or Luke Lacey?
Joe.
Joe what Nottawa or Nico Curlo?
I think Nico beats Joe, yeah.
Nico Curlo or Takeru?
I think Takaru's better than Nico, but I think Nico has, like, touch of that, so I'd say Nico.
Nico. Okay. Nico Curlo or Nabil Anand?
Nabil.
Nabil Anand. Nabil Anand or Nongo?
That's a good one. Right now, Nabil.
Nabil or Rodtang?
Nabil.
Or Nabil or Superlek?
Super leg.
Superlek or Haggerty?
Super leg.
Superlek or Super Bon?
Oh, me personally, I like Super One. I like a stud.
Super Bon or Tawanchai?
I enjoy.
Tawanchai or Stefan Karodi?
Stefan!
Last, Stefan or Craig Coakley?
Obviously, Craig. We'll call it a draw, right?
Yeah. Leave it at a draw. Cool, yeah.
How does it feel now to have Steph there with you in one now
Yeah,
as
that's
well?
That's amazing. To be
Yeah.
honest, like,
Two is there, like.
yeah, it's great. Because both of us came up together, like, and
Proper,
we've
proper.
bled together, like, we've bled together, and we've done literally it all together through literally the same circumstances. He got the raw deal on his way up also.
He fought known at his weight even.
Yeah, he fought at 70 kilos rather than 63 for most of his career. So, yeah, it's beautiful to see that two of us got to where we want to be. it's poxy to see what's happening though. You know what I mean? He's in the same, the exact, like, you couldn't write this. My first fight, I get stopped. My second fight, I have a bit of a war. His first fight, he has a war. His second fight, he gets stopped.
Same story, like,
It's the same story the whole way through. And now he's in a similar circumstance that, like, his fights aren't as active. Yeah, he's not.
Which is weird because he is in PK and all, and like you think he'd be able to get more fights there if he's in Thailand already. Like,
it's just, I think it's a thing of like they have so many fighters. Do you know what I mean? Like,
So many.
just
Yeah, Stepping's in Venom now at the minute.
oh, he's got to change it.
Yeah.
He's changed him in Venom. I think it's a great move for him. And,
Yeah.
for the style, I think.
and I'm talking to him a lot, and he's really enjoying it. He feels like his boxing is coming
Getting
on,
better.
and that's what he needed to work on.
Yeah,
he needed to work on
definitely.
his boxing. Steph's kick range, deep range, and clinch.
It's really, really, really
second
good.
to none,
Like,
But-
that's how, like, that was like, that's why we compliment Vita so much.
It's completely
Different styles.
And I'm really proud of that as well myself, because
You have so many fighters with so many different styles. Yeah, at the end, like, most gyms you'll see, it's a set style.
Yeah,
Do you know
the
what I
gym
mean?
has a
Like, if you
style, yeah,
see, like for instance, Courage. Everyone now, Courage is tough as nails and they clinch.
Come forward.
Do you know what I mean? Warriors, good low kicks, good sweeps. You know what I mean? Like, everybody has a style except for our gym.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're going to get against us. Do you know what I mean? And our fighters constantly change their styles.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I clinched a lot in my career. Then from clinching went into good boxing. From that, so on and so forth. Do you know what I mean?
I think the DCA knees are a bit of a thing as well.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
trademark teep knee.
Yeah.
That's the trademark at the gym. But, like, no one has, like, a specific style.
Yeah.
We're all fairly creative, we'll say.
very quiet, very adaptable.
Yeah. To any
Adaptable
star
to
circumstance,
any
yeah.
situation or person. And but yeah, I'm very proud that you and Steph and I are at the pinnacle of the sport, and like we said earlier, we came from nothing, and yeah, to have both of us there
Two of us do.
is special to me.
Mm.
And like that Steph started with us. You remember Steph
Yeah,
starting?
34 foot, yeah.
He had nothing. He
No.
didn't even speak English. We taught
No.
him how to speak English.
A
We
full
taught him how to
year
fight,
of I'm sitting in the back of cars listening.
just
I was bleeding,
some crack.
telling them to do mad shit.
Saying mad things to
Yeah.
people and all. He didn't know what he was doing.
Go up and tell her I lick arse.
And he
Didn't know what you were saying, like,
Yeah, up the ra. Up the ra was the main thing for him
Still
as well.
says that
Yeah,
now to this day,
yeah.
But yeah, I think it's really cool that, like you said, you both come together and you both complement each other so well, because you have a way more boxing heavy style, he has a way more heavy clinch style, and yeah, you bounced off each other, and it
Quite
was,
literally.
literally, and it was amazing to see. And yeah, he's both made me very proud.
Mm.
And,
Well, you're the man behind the mass, you know what I mean? Yeah. He's the brain.
yeah, but yeah, do we have like we said earlier as well, we have a lot of young people in the gym
Coming through.
now as well, and
Like a lot.
a lot.
The junior team is the best junior team in Ireland, without a doubt.
We have some crazy people coming through.
Sick kids.
Yeah. And yeah, it's
Exciting times for the gym. It really is exciting times for the gym. Like, we've so many lads coming through now at the minute, between like MMA, kickboxing, like a lot of MMA gyms coming into the gym now.
Yeah, it's good to get different styles. on
Yeah,
it.
that's it. Because like that, you get different looks all the time. Also,
That's cool. But,
like these people do compliment.
yeah, but like I said, fucking with the juniors and teens and lower level fighters that are working their way up, it's really good to have someone like you and Stephen to look towards and work towards, and like that. I'm the head coach, but you coach as well, and you're a really good coach, and you help out. Obviously, when you're in fight camp and stuff, you can't do
less,
much.
yeah.
You have to be selfish, and but yeah, I think it's good, because I have not one way of doing it, but I have my way of doing it. You
we have a little
the way
different,
you do it,
yeah.
and Steph's different, and
Different looks all the time.
like the lads ask you, "Oh, in this
What do you
situation,
do?
you
What do you
doing
do?"
that? What do you do there?" And yeah, I think it makes us
Yeah, because we're open. There's one
Yeah,
like
man.
that's one thing about our gym. There's like, again, there's no set style. there's no wrongs. You know, like in fighting and combat, there's no such thing as doing it wrong. I think that's
perfect either.
Yeah, there's no such thing as perfect. Everyone practice makes perfect. No, it doesn't. Do you know what I mean?
There's always something that will counter that.
And exactly, like there's always someone that's gonna do it better. Do you know what I mean? No matter what. So like one thing about our gym is like you can learn from anybody, like anybody at all. Like one of the kids will probably come in and they'll be trying something out, and they'll be like, "What's that?" Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
What you doing? And you'll ask. You know what I mean? Like, there's no wrongs. There's no rights. It's like we're all just learning.
And we're always very open to learn.
Yeah, for information. Do you know what I mean?
And like we were saying, like we constantly adapt them. We're constantly changing things.
Our styles, or the way we do
We're not
things.
afraid to
and
say that might not be working
Yeah,
the way we
will we
thought
do
it was
this?
going to. Let's try this. I think
that's what makes us as strong a gym as we are. Like,
and like we constantly assess what we're doing, and like you said, we're not afraid to say maybe we weren't right here. Like we need to
We made bad
change this up a
judgment.
little bit.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And I think that's
well, that's you have to be. I think you have to be like that in this sport.
100%.
You have to be
Combat
real about
sports,
it. Yeah. Criticism is a fighter's best friend. Like
Definitely.
a lot of fighters can't take criticism well. Do you know what I mean? But like, if you're not getting criticised, you're not involved and you're not improving on anything. Do you know what I mean? Someone's not telling you right, that's wrong, or not even that's wrong, or like small things like keep your elbow a little bit tight, or do you know what I mean? Or your hand need to stay up there, or should be blocking there, or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Kind of never think that you know it all. Kind
Yeah,
of
you shouldn't. The day you stop learning is the day you should retire.
100%. Yeah, because the day that you're gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
100%. And like that, you can learn from anyone.
Anybody.
Yeah, there's always something to work on. And I think that's what makes you so good, because you're always looking to
Try new things.
try new things, add things, take things away that may not be as effective as we thought they were going to. And yeah, I think that
Reintroduce them if need be.
exactly, yeah. And like that,
Being adaptable,
I have
yeah.
that in my locker, and if I need that, I have that. But I'll use this against this person, and that added the ability to adapt to different people. And I think your ability to adapt, like,
To fighters, yeah. That is one of my biggest things, my biggest
I
attributes.
think it's a huge thing. Like, you watch 5 Craig Coakley fights, and
They're all different.
they are
Yeah.
very,
Yeah,
very
my style is
different.
different.
Especially the way you can fight so good from both stances as well. Like it's not like you don't.
I'm originally orthodox, but I fight most of my fights southpaw.
Southpaw, yeah.
Yeah, we literally put up a thing last week.
Yeah,
Like,
saying
if you were to watch Craig fight or watch Craig train, you wouldn't
southpaw.
know what stance.
Yeah, you wouldn't know which stance he is.
because he's so fluid in both. And I see a lot of people, like some lads, they're good orthodox, good defensively and offensively. They go southpaw. Yeah, they might be good offensively, but they can't defend in southpaw. Craig's defense in southpaw is probably better.
Yeah.
Than,
That's kind of why we adapted more to southpaw.
There's some younger fighters look up to that as well. They look at Tig as well. Like,
Yeah, Tig's both as well.
Yeah.
Tig's right-handed, but he fights mainly southpaw.
Mostly Southpaw. Yeah.
but yeah, and that I think your ability to adapt to things and adapt your style and adapt to other people's style is a huge,
it's a big attribute.
huge attribute that you have. Like, and your openness, and like that might be an MMA. Like John Mitchell might be down the gym and he done something, and you're like, what
What's
do
he
there?
doing?
You know, that kind of way. I know, well, like, you know, that kind of way. And I think our gym is very unique in that way. We have so many people coming through, and so many different styles coming through. It's
You see so much.
it's an interesting dynamic, isn't it? Like, and getting to train with
High level fighters from other sports.
from MMA and from
Boxing,
from
kickboxing.
boxing.
Yeah.
Like, we've had some of the best boxers in Ireland fucking
train
come
with
through
us.
and train with us, and great kickboxers, darker and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Throughout career, like.
Out the career, yeah. Something. Yeah, there's down Swan. Another thing I wanted to talk to you about, because obviously you had 2 fights with Mo. The first one ended the way it ended. Like,
It was a beautiful shot. Fair play to him.
Talk about that fight a little bit, because
I was on smoke going into that fight. That was the end of the 6-year, whatever it was.
Yeah.
That was the end of the the win streak, we'll say.
yeah.
I can't remember what it was. It was something crazy. It was ridiculous. Yeah, it was ridiculous. I had a serious win streak, and there.
So
I'd say 90% was like chaos.
Yeah, it was like 17, 18, 19
19 fights or something, yeah. Over a space of like 4 or 5 years. So I was like extremely confident going into that, and I can remember he landed a beautiful pull right hand on me, and I fell out of the ring, and I fell apart after that.
Yeah.
I didn't think that could have happened to me, you know what I mean? And in my head I was like, what the fuck? And when I was getting hit, I was getting emotional rather than like being myself and just trying to land back, do you know what I mean? I was like, he shouldn't be doing this to me. And I ended up pouring him. Carmel elbow and a body shot, and
he done the smart thing.
Yeah, he took a knee, and I ran at him.
You
literally ran at him and spun.
Yeah.
Like stupidity, you know what I mean? But
spun all the way through.
He spun at the same time. He caught me. Beautiful shot.
How much did you learn from that fight?
Oh, there's so much. That was the biggest eye opener for me coming out of that fight. Like it really was. A lot of fire under me, I did.
And we all learned so much from it, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. The second fight, I always wanted that fight back because I constantly said, I know I can beat him. And going into the second fight, I think he was overconfident because he beat me.
Yeah.
And he got emotional then. I changed my plan. Obviously, I wasn't going to engage because I knew in the chaos he's really good. Do you know what I mean? So he created a little bit of chaos. And if I'd
you to throw.
Yeah, and if I'd engage, he'd be really good in it.
Yeah.
So I was like, right, we're just gonna kick and disengage this time. First time I ever done it in my career as well. I think it was one of my more classy performances. I think I looked really good.
100%.
He barely landed on me. Like, looking back, I probably 4-1 on rounds. Like,
we only watched it recently.
Yeah, we literally only watched it 2 days ago.
Yeah.
But again, another bad decision for me. I genuinely thought I beat him.
Everyone in that building thought you won.
Plus a lot more people, a lot of people text me, and including him. I think he knows also.
Yeah, the promoter of the show,
everyone came up to me after, and it was like, shouldn't have meant like that. But it is what it is. You can't control that. I took a win from that. I came home thinking like I'm after beating him after the first fight, especially. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I think in the second fight I was in a good mental space. I knew what I had to do and I executed.
100%. But yeah, so the reason I'm bringing up Mo is because now obviously our teammate Dan O'Toole is defending his Muay Thai Grand Prix world title against Mo. In a huge fight.
Mm-hmm.
And any thoughts on that fight?
Yeah, I think it's a very hard fight for Dano. Let's be honest. Mo is great. It's his hardest fight to date. 100%. Mo is who he is. He's very, very good. He's had some big wins. He's been in there with some of the best fighters in the world. Yusuf, the law. What's your man's name that was in Yorko and all that he KO'd?
Rambo.
You know who I'm talking about, the good one, low kicker, yeah. Like he's some huge wins. Genuinely, he beat me. But there's obviously paths to victory for that. Do you know what I mean? It's not like an unwinnable fight for him. Do you know what I mean? Dano does a lot of stuff well, and when he comes to fight, he performs. Do you know what I mean? That's one thing that you cannot take away from the young fella. He doesn't get enough respect for that also.
That's one thing I noticed about Dano, he's always so switched on.
When he's fighting. Yeah.
A lot of people underestimate Dano a lot of the time.
Because of where he was, do you know what I mean? But since he's came to our gym, he's gone from strength to strength to strength to strength. Do you know what I mean? And he showed it, and he's proved it time and time again. Like, if you'd asked me one or two of the fights that he says it to you, coming into one or two of the fights that you chose that to get him, I was like, I don't know, bro. I was like, I don't think that's a good fight for him. And you were like, we'll see. And he proved me wrong also once or twice, you know what I mean? So if he goes in and implements his game plan, like Mo's really good at chaos. So he needs to, he can't sit back, but he also can't engage in it. So
he can't fight the way he fought the last one.
Yeah, he can't fight the way he fought against Amro. He can't just be there throwing, because again, Mo will pick shots much better than Amro.
He's really good at countering as well.
Yeah, so I won't give out too much because in case someone's listening, you know yourself, yeah.
100%.
But we've had a talk about his route to victory, and we've had a talk about how we could lose.
Yeah, 100%. In my opinion,
It's a very winnable fight also.
And I'm quite confident
in going into it. So am I, and it's personal. Let's be honest.
Yeah, 100%. Then I'll just be his teammate.
Yeah.
Trust
And he beat me.
He beat you. And we have history. And like that, we're going out. Like,
Yeah, no, fucking.
Even we
Oh,
and
gee.
we talk to him. And,
Yeah.
But like, this is business. And
It's a
we're
fight at the
coming
end of
to
the
take
day.
him out, like,
Yeah, and he's come to take us out, you know what I mean? So,
let's go.
it is what it is.
It's a big fight, though.
And it is a big fight. It's a good fight. It's a good clash of styles.
It is. I'm really excited for it.
It's good. What can people say after this about that? No? You know what I mean? It's a good silence or you know what I mean?
I can't wait now. Glad to this fight.
Yeah. Who can say what? You know what I mean? Nobody.
Yeah, I don't think there'll be any doubters after this. That's my opinion on it. And yeah, because like that, I don't understand why people are still.
He still hasn't got the respect.
Like,
Yeah.
People disrespect him, and
It's just because he's such a nice young fella. I think that's part of it. You know what I mean?
tell him all the
Like,
time.
yeah, stop being so nice to everybody. Like, there's being nice to people, and then there's like people taking your kindness for weakness. Do you know what I mean? And that's what's happening to him so much. People are just thinking that he's a pushover.
This little smiley fella. Like,
Yeah, and he's hi, how are you?
That's
Do you know what I
Daniel.
mean? That's Daniel. But when he fights, he's Dano. Do you know what I mean? And I think that after this, a lot of people will be silenced.
yeah. That's coming up now in April, so that's a good one.
Yeah,
I'm
April
really
5th.
looking forward to that. Your brother fights this weekend
Senn, he's in Serbia.
in Serbia at the IMAFs.
Oh,
He might have multiple fights.
yeah.
And I'm really excited to watch him fight MMA again. He's fought boxing and kickboxing there recently, but he's been the main reason he's in Dubai is to
Wrestling.
work on his wrestling.
Yeah.
And he's been doing that, and he's been doing it under probably
One of the best wrestling coaches.
at the minute in the world. And
Chimaev's all coach.
yeah, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to watching him, like, and seeing how he's
Seeing
blending
his
up
progression.
style, and
Yeah.
and like obviously I was talking to him, and he's really, really happy with how he's getting on, and
He feels really
How
good.
he's
He's really
progressing.
confident at the minute also.
yeah, so he might have multiple fights. I'm not sure how many he's in his bracket, but yeah, I'll be tuning in to watch it.
Same.
It's shit when we're not there though. isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Poxy.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, it
Like,
is weird.
I feel weird,
So,
honestly.
Even though I can only imagine, because I
Yeah.
feel weird and yours is brother, like,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah,
And we've obviously been in his corner throughout his whole career, even his MMA career. Like,
and you know me, I
yeah,
do not
you're there,
miss
no, regardless of that. Yeah.
any fights.
Yeah.
I never missed any of our lads. None of our lads
Panicking
have
when you do
ever
be
fought.
like, with
But yeah, it's mad not being there, isn't
yeah,
it?
it's odd.
And like that, we have no control over it.
No.
It's him getting in
Either
there.
way,
Either
we've
way,
no
he's
control
getting-
over it.
Exactly,
Yeah.
he's getting in and doing it, but it's
Yeah.
just it is.
It's
to
weird
be
not being
isn't it?
there, yeah. Having that comfort of.
But yeah, by the time this is out, he probably would have fought and won, and he'd be a IMAF gold medalist.
Gold medals.
Yep. So yeah,
The Cogos.
and yeah, I'm not sure then what his plan is after that, but
I'd say he probably got a pro sound. He should.
yeah.
He still has
Like in the MMA world, I don't at his weight, I don't see
striking.
anybody striking.
No.
He's too good.
Yeah.
Bro, he's
Like,
sick, bro.
He's like, it's mad. I've seen him like upend people in that gym. Like, you know what I mean? People that he shouldn't be
Yeah,
throughout the years.
throughout the years. Yeah, he's sick, and like that. I don't think the MMA world
Is ready for
his
that.
level
No.
of striking.
No. And that style.
Yeah.
It's completely different.
It's horrible.
Mm.
And he's a fucking lump.
Yeah.
He's a strong boy.
Yeah, he's strong boy. Farmer.
Yeah, how bad from it's
Yeah, it's not nice. He teeps, it's not nice. His teep is probably the most effective teep out of us all.
Stabby teeth.
Yeah.
Yes,
He took my teep and took it to the next level.
yeah, I'm excited about watching Senn.
Same.
Yeah, it's exciting times for you, exciting times for the gym, and yeah, like I said, let's hope now you get
Something soon.
Yeah, because like I said,
No, it's not nice when I'm going through, but it is what it is. We won't bitch over it.
no, and like that, bro, we've been through
Much worse.
through so much worse, and we've always come out
On top,
on top.
yeah.
Man. We will come out on
We
top.
will,
bro,
100%.
Yeah, and you will go down as without the greatest Irish Muay Thai fighter, but in my opinion, by the time you're done, you're
One of the best in the world.
100%. And, that's always been our
Yeah, it's always from the get. Well, from the get go, it was just we liked to scrap, and then it progressed.
Once we got to a level,
Yeah,
like,
we knew what we could do. We knew where we were going. We had a vision.
And like you said, we put you into fights where like
You probably
people are
shouldn't
saying to
have.
me-
You're
people are saying to
stupid.
me like, oh, that's not a good fight for him. Like me and you,
Yeah, we believed in
we were
ourselves.
there,
We believed in ourselves.
we went through it all.
We
and-
backed it. We backed ourselves from day one, and it's brought us to where we are, regardless of who we fight. Mm.
Yeah, I look forward to the next few years. Yeah, 'cause
Same,
it's,
bro.
it's gonna be huge.
Mm.
100%, no doubt, it's gonna be huge. But yeah, enjoyed that conversation.
It was nice.
Eric, do you have anything to add before we finish up?
No, I think that's good. Yeah.
Barely even heard you here, Eric.
An hour and a half is, I think it's a
It was
good.
an hour and a half, was it?
Yeah, it only feels
It's
about
good.
20 minutes.
mad,
Yeah,
like,
isn't it?
It goes so quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
does,
this conversation we're having, it's because we're not going to structure. Like don't really prepare anything. I think sometimes Eric prepares a few things.
Yeah.
I just kind of come in and just
Go with the flow.
it's nice like just to have
Yeah.
a conversation. Obviously, like me and you talk every day, like,
Yeah.
but it's nice to have a conversation
Like this,
that's recorded
yeah.
and like yeah,
Guess some of the bits that happened down.
yeah, 100%. Like,
Yeah. Thanks for having me, boys.
No
BTR podcast.
Thanks
I
for
always
coming on.
I wanted to have you on from the start, but we said
Yeah,
we do a few
everyone
other
be
people.
moaning.
Obviously, you know.